time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to blank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live Wednesday, March 26th. S&P down 80. NASDAQ down a full 2%, down 427. Russell down 30. Dow down 240. NASDAQ by far the weakest. Gold and silver pretty flat, slightly red. Notes and bonds a little bit red. 10-year yield up 0.75%. Oil up 1%. Natural gas pretty flat. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all finished red. Euro and the pound both down almost 0.5%. Bitcoin down 2%. VIX ticked above 19. What did it hit? 1907 or something like that. Yeah, 1907 was the high tick in VIX so far. Let's see. My BIX, I just got hit on a couple of put sides, so I still have one tranche that could pin. I am basically even. I'm up $100 after that last little flush. I took, I escaped all the other flushes today, but I just took my first price action iron Condor and just got stopped out right before I jumped on here. So minus 2,600 on that one. My one DTE got stopped, and I think that's about. Oh, my day trading. I during the live stream, I was playing GME. So I had a winner in Baba, downside runner. That meta was almost a scratch. That was a little downside, but I cut out early. And then Tesla was a scratch on a downside trade. But GME was the one I was really playing today. And what I was looking at for GME was GME had earnings, and it opened above its expected move for earnings, which I have marked with this green line, pulled back right to it. I was considering taking a trade right there, which obviously would have worked in hindsight, but I decided to wait for a little bit more confirmation that it was going to hold. And so when it pushed above highs of day, I got in, and I was playing the dips. I was buying in and scaling out. As I mentioned, I was sized up pretty good, looking for a potential continuation to the upside. And my line in the sand here was this, where it kind of dipped a few times. So when it broke that right here, I ended up cutting out. So I was able to buffer myself fairly decent with my little buy the dips, but ended up down 2,100 on that. So didn't get that continuation. Nothing could really hold with this market weakness. So I think that is it for me. So I don't have anything on. I got flushed out of my VRR also right before I jumped in Power Hour. Thought it was going to hold here, and when it bounced, that's also when I got into my price action iron Condor. But fresh new lows on the day as we speak. So I have nothing on. I do have, well, let's see, what are my long puts worth? They were only 20 cents. Yeah. We'll see if we get another flush here. I've got my long puts on that are worth 15, 20 cents. I was going to see if we were going to continue flushing. I posted a little loom here in this channel earlier. I was looking at looking at last week. You know, we were in that kind of that tight consolidation box, not really not really too tight. I mean, it's a 120 point range top to bottom, but I was looking at some point this week that we might come down and kind of test that, which is where I put my VRR on today, hoping that we were going to kind of test that and bottom out. But man, this market is weak, led by semiconductors. Some of these chip stocks are just getting annihilated today. MU finally had a little bounce, but for a while it was just down, down, down. Same with AVGO, TSM. So the chip's just getting annihilated today. SMCI down 9%. Barely a bounce in SMCI. NVIDIA down 6.5%. Tesla, which has had a big few up days here recently, down over 6%, trading near its lows. MSTR down 6%. PLTR down 5% at the lows. Meta's down 3%, pushing through lows. Just a bloody day. Apple held up for a while, but it's down 1%. On the green side, Baidu is giving back a lot of its gains, but it took off like a rocket there for a while. I don't know what was going on there. And GME is still up over 10.5%, but gave back a lot from its high. So a handful of greens, but a lot of red. No, Moel, I'm not. I mean, I had my line in the sand. I had my thesis for where I thought price may stop. It did not. So no, I'm not going to chase here. I'm not going to keep trying. I mean, I felt like I actually feel like I actually feel good about how I traded today. I only took one price action iron Condor, so I missed out on, there's some little pockets of consolidation, but they just obviously got quickly flushed out. Thought maybe we were end of day might get some relief, but not so much. Thought we might get a little relief bounce after the White House presser, but no such thing. So I guess after the bell, Trump is scheduled to talk about tariffs on the auto industry. She didn't really allude to what that would be, if it was good or bad. So market must be bracing itself. I wouldn't doubt if after that comes out, the futures bounce if it's not as bad as what's expecting, but that may be what's kind of in order here. Market kind of bracing for the worst, and then will bounce once the details come out. Tomorrow's Thursday. We've got final GDP and unemployment claims pre-market, pending home sales after the market is open. Friday, core PCE price index pre-market, and a couple of Fed speakers. Yeah, I might wait after I see how the market reacts, and I might trade some futures. That way I can have access to them if I need to overnight. Oh, 9 p.m. tonight as well? What's he talking about at 9 p.m.? Isn't that past his bedtime? Past my bedtime. Where do you see that, Dave S? I don't see it on the public Trump calendar or on was that on Forex Factory? Oh, I just refreshed. There it is. Yeah, so right at the bell he's scheduled, and then yeah, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, due to speak in an interview conducted by Newsmax TV. Dark Avenger, a month free membership, and some NT swag. And it's NCAA, not ACC. ACC is a conference. Every little bounce is getting whack-a-mole here. On that last bounce, when we started to bounce, Tesla really popped up. So I thought that that's part of why I got in. I thought maybe the bottom was in, but no such luck. A couple others kind of popped up as well. Right now, Nvidia is starting to bounce. MSTR. Dark Avenger. I see why you're asking now. Dark Avenger's tied for first. All right, so I'm out. I picked Memphis. That was my moonshot. Didn't work out. I lost on day 2. I am in not last. Landon and Crean have me beat for last. But their teams are still in it. They got Duke and Florida, so I probably will end last. All right, so we got Alan Campbell, Edwin Unger, Mark Lamontagne. I think the G's silent, like lasagna there. I don't know how to pronounce it though. Mark L. I'm not going to attempt that one. Let's call him Savvy Jog. And Dark Avenger, tied for first. We've got 3 with Duke and 2 with Auburn. Chad's got Florida, so he's still in it. Bruce has Florida. John Noren has Texas Tech, Red Raiders. All right. Next games are Thursday, tomorrow. Nothing to do here, my friends. Still pushing through lows. How low can we go? Tesla back down through lows. Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Google. Everybody's at their lows, basically. Need my BIX to stay but above 56.90. I need a green BIC day. Had a bad BIC run. That's it? Just 70? Just a little tiny 70 pointer? Yeah, exactly. I did. I missed 2 really nice ones. Mr. Hager, are you on this live stream? Not sure exactly how to pronounce your first name. Joachim. You were posting in the NTT channel about the NTT stuff. Are you on here? Post in the 0DTE chat channel if you are. I mean, my puts are now with 5 or 10 cents. Just no relief here, no relief bounce. Well, can you get out for better than max loss now, Abash? Apple pushing lower. VIX hit its high peak 1235 Central. It's not peaked again, even though the SPX has continued to push lower. Well, I go over that in detail in the course, which tells me you haven't watched the course. Uh, it's probably because you haven't adjusted your slippage. So show me post a screenshot of the back test where you've adjusted your slippage. Oh, he's still lurking. He made a comment the other day in the option strat Discord when I posted something. I think that's the only one he hasn't gotten kicked out of. He got kicked out of the Tasty Trade Facebook group, got kicked out of Option Omega, got kicked out of Speaking Greeks, got kicked out of there's a couple others. Yeah, I don't, yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think there's any edge with the ratio versus 1-to-1. Plus, with the ratio, it's harder to scale up and down your size because one tranche is obviously so many more contracts. Meta getting a little bounce off the bottom. Nvidia, Tesla. Right, but if you're targeting the exact same premium, then I don't think there's any edge even on an up day. Because your number of contracts is different, but your premium's exactly the same. Unless, it's kind of skewed one way or another, of course. Okay, pronounce your first name for me, Mr. Hager. Is it Joachim? Am I saying that right? Please post in the 0DTE chat. Joachim. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I had that right. So you had some questions about the NTT stuff. So here's what it would look like on toss, but you're using trading. I know you're using trading view, but I don't have trading view open on this computer. It's open on my Mac. So you've got the the multi-time frame, you got the ATR, you've got all this. So your last question was on these little dots right here. Those are just on there to reflect when the actual price, which is this yellow line on my chart, it's just to reflect when that's touching the candles. So you can see if it moves away and it's not touching, there's no dot. But if it is touching the candles, it just has those dots. And you can take that off in the settings. That was just something that I had put on it whenever I had it developed. Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing. Let me check here. Yeah, so that's the same thing. They're just blue in trading view. Yep, same exact thing. All right, SPX, a little bounce. Getting a little bounce here. Need to stay below 57.15 for my VIX. Yeah, Naughty Dog, your VIX are on fire. Good stuff. Yeah, nice. You're beating the back test every single month. I've been beating the back test too. I won't this month because of my missing some of the big days and stuff, but I've been beating the back test too, but I've also been using a little bit of discretion, and early on when Trump was coming out saying stuff, if he was scheduled, I'd close early, or I'd, you know, if the market was flushing pre-market, I'd skip my AM tranches, things like that. But that's nice. All right, getting a little bouncy here. Meta's kind of leading the way up. Google has no bounce. Apple, no bounce. Tesla, barely a bounce. About 36 minutes. O5 butterflies trading for around 80 cents, it looks like. Um, well, now that you say that, I'm looking at your screenshot of Uber here. Let me try to pull it up on my trading view on my other computer. Okay. Yeah, I see that on the settings. If you go to the settings and then style of the navigation trend indicator, you can uncheck it. I don't I don't know what that is. It's not labeled. Like you see all the other ones are labeled. You can uncheck that. I don't It's almost like he must have put that in there to be the actual price line, but that's not right either. So I would just uncheck it. I don't remember ever seeing that, to be honest. So yeah, disregard. Oh, GME's starting to pop up a little bit. Don't make me take some calls into the close with GME. I need to see more than that, though. VXX is up over 4% today, but still profitable. We have until April 17th before that one expires, so got some time for that to contract. Tesla back down to new lows. Google through lows with volume. Got a volume bar higher than the first on that last flush. Meta's little bounce rolling over a little bit. Apple through lows. Bitcoin down 2.3%, back under yesterday's lows. Some of the semiconductors, which have been weak all day, are holding their bounces and not putting a new low, but some of the big boys are. Rotation. AMD, AMD, a little decent bounce. Yeah, Chuck, your risk is in the shorts, so you can close the shorts and leave the longs. Yeah, the short call and short put, exactly. That's where your risk is. So if you want to close it, you can take those off and then you just let the longs expire. It's worthless. Watson, I think he was just referring to the liquidity. He can close the whole thing because there is no bid on the longs. All right, hood got a little bounce, MSTR a little bounce. 24 minutes to go. Could still get in 10 wide here. It's kind of enticing. Just I think I'll just take my lump today though. My one price action iron Condor lump. I think I'm gonna get back in. Have a decent day with Bix if we don't do anything crazy here. Stay below 57.15, above 56.90. Yeah, maybe I'll go in. I'm gonna do a little Johnny two lot. Close it around 25%. It's gonna be yeah, 10 wide. 95s and 05s. MSTR trying to get back above yesterday's low. I would have, let's just kind of skewed a little bit to the downside. If I would have manually entered, I probably would have skewed it one to the upside, but a little over 20 minutes till the bell, 10 minutes till MOC. Hit a low today of 56.94, back about 5,700. It's like you still have two short calls there, Chuck. Hit 57.25 call. Shows position -2 on that one. Bouncy now. Yeah. Need a little move back to 5,700. At the money butterfly is still cheap. The fives around $1. Lost between strikes. Tens also, yeah, trading around the buck. I don't think there are any. Let me check here. We've got yeah, nothing. Lululemon after the close tomorrow. About it for this week. Petco. That was kind of tradable once. Woof is the ticker. I don't even have any weekly options. Must have been thinking of something else. Yeah, nothing. No earnings today. Wow, Petco's been getting annihilated since its last earnings. Down over 50%. It's Lulu been up to. Had a big gap up last earnings, but gave it all back plus some. Kind of mid-range over the last couple years. Peaked at 516, currently at 337. Compared to XRT, which is the retail ETF, pretty similar. Tesla starting to bounce. Coinbase bounced pretty good. That was bouncing. MOC in a minute and a half. I'll need SPX to pull back here. MOC incoming. 1.5 billion buy side. I need a down move. I was looking for a sell side. And I got stopped. Well, that was fun. Tesla up to yesterday's lows. Meta still bouncing. Apple starting to bounce. Hood starting to bounce. MSTR got back to yesterday's lows. SPX back up to that that high of last week that I had marked where I took my VRR. Actually, I did it when ES got there. So ES needs to push up a little bit more. Oh, I accidentally changed my chart, so I don't have my expected move one standard deviation marked. What was the Watson? Do you remember what the expected move was in SPX to start the day? 26. Yeah, 26, 29, and 28. Yeah, so if it was 28, I would have put it up there at 57.43, which is well above where we're at here. Microsoft starting to bounce. NASDAQ was down over 2%. I was down 1.7. To stay below 57.15. So one of my call sides of my VIX doesn't get hit. 4.5 minutes. Elliot, are you buying calls for the Trump bump? March 27th, so tomorrow. Oh, wow, 20 Delta. 760s. I'm gonna buy 3 of the 275 calls in Tesla. Filled at 507. Just a little overnight play. Tesla's getting a nice bounce into the close, back above yesterday's low. Maybe Trump will mention Elon like he always does. Talking about auto tariffs. It's not going to be as bad as they think. Get a little Tesla bump. Tesla's been strong the last few days. Those are my rationales. Bitey's trying to creep back up to yesterday's high. Oh, I don't know. I was kind of joking about that part, but more just that it's all about the auto tariffs, and I think it's oversold here. little less than a minute. Try to play my homes here. Probably would have gotten filled on the 15. Looks like it may have worked. 10, 12 seconds. Ding, ding, ding. It would have been, if I got in the 15s, it would have been almost an exact scratch. 5712.01. Looks like the final. And nice day in VIX. One loss on the price action iron Condor, one loss on the 1 DTE, lost on my VRR. All right, all. That is a wrap. So tomorrow I will be leading the live stream for day trading at the open. Tomorrow is Thursday, the 27th. And we'll be back for Power Hour Live, normal time. Everybody have a good night. Talk to you soon. Cheers.